Chapter 34. The Serpent. Ares and Inanna descended the winding stone steps into a vast underground hall. Glancing upward, Ares felt a flicker of awe at the sight of a ceiling hundreds of feet high. Meanwhile, Inanna's gaze swept the length of the corridor in wide-eyed amazement. Despite being nearly 800 meters below ground, the vaulted space was perfectly illuminated by a warm, ambient glow. How is all this powered? Inanna wondered aloud. Solar, or something else? Orichalcum, Thoth replied gently, the same Atlantean mineral widely used as our stable energy source. A faint line creased Ares' brow. I thought orichalcum was Atlantean in origin, something they developed before sharing it with the broader world. Thoth shook his head. They didn't invent it, only discovered it first. Orichalcum was used in the previous Golden Age. This entire vault was built during that era, some 20,000 years ago. Come, he added, stepping forward. They walked on. The ceiling's glow cast soft halos of light on the polished floors. A short distance ahead, an enormous spherical chamber opened off to the left. Towering pillars reached toward the lofty roof, and neat rows of fruits and vegetables grew in precisely irrigated beds. Shafts of simulated sunlight sparkled from above, while water periodically misted the plants. This is our greenhouse, Thoth explained. We cultivate most of the produce down here. Inanna frowned slightly. But why grow food at this depth in the earth? This place is a vault, Thoth said. It was built by the Brotherhood before the last Golden Age ended, a sanctuary for us during the cyclical cataclysms. Now, we stand ready for the next one. How many people can survive in here? Ares asked. If necessary, it could support as many as 10,000. In practical terms, though, it's meant for perhaps 100. Inanna looked astonished. Only 100? Why so few? Does that not defeat the purpose of saving humanity? Thoth sighed. The Brotherhood's leadership has never been about saving everyone. We do good, far more good than harm. Once you reach the Council of Elders, you realize they play a different game than the rest of the world. Their actions look out thousands of years into the future, whereas most of us are only concerned with the present. As the three advanced, their path cut past additional chambers. They glimpsed a broad fish tank brimming with thousands of fish, yet another discreet means of sustaining life. Farther down, they passed a cavernous storage area stacked with crates of dried provisions. Directing them into another long corridor, Thoth paused. We're nearly there. The tunnel stretched on, lit by subtle tracks of orichalcum-driven lanterns. For millennia, the Brotherhood has guarded this vault. Us elders hide one crucial truth. We've quietly guided or manipulated the course of human progress for a very, very long time. If that came to light, the entire order would be undone. Coming to a sudden stop, he gestured toward the end of the corridor. Ares and Inanna's eyes widened. In a quartz-encased alcove stood a large mechanized apparatus, ancient gears and wheels, unfamiliar in design. Yet one detail leapt out at Ares, a slot shaped perfectly for his artifact. This is the second part of the machine, he whispered. Thoth bowed his head, regret plain in his voice. Yes, I'm sorry you're entangled in this, Ares. It's Brotherhood work, then? Ares asked, scanning the mechanism. What does it do? Summoning a steadier tone, Thoth replied. The Brotherhood forged it around 20,000 years ago. In that time, the dominant kingdoms of the world were the Anunnaki and the Atlantean empires. Its science has long since faded from memory. Fit the artifact into that cradle, and it can lock onto any frequency on Earth, altering it at will. Focus on people alone, and it would be instant extinction. Focus on air or hydrogen, likewise catastrophic. The elders back then chose a different path. They forced the entire planet's volcanoes to erupt simultaneously. That ended the Golden Age, choking Earth with ash, ushering in the global winter we call the ice. Ares and Inanna exchanged stunned looks. But why? Ares burst out. I've served this order for years. I have never heard a whisper of these atrocities. We're not murderers. They believed the Golden Age was stagnating, Thoth murmured. They wanted to rebuild the world on a new foundation, hence the vault. Generations lived safely below until the surface recovered. Then they emerged, shaping civilization to their own desires. The vault lay abandoned for eons until only a few elders rediscovered it. 4 caretakers maintain it daily, each handpicked to remain here once a cataclysm returns. Ares' features tensed in anger. No one should have that power. How many were slaughtered by the Brotherhood's vision? Humanity might be 20,000 years more advanced otherwise. Thoth wore a pained expression. Progress isn't a line, Ares. Our collective story rises and falls. Some eras flourish, others die off. Each shift redefines what remains. Inanna glanced sidelong at him. So what are we to do with this knowledge? Hardly anyone would believe us if we told them. Thoth drew in a calming breath. I am showing you because there's still time. First, ensure Suma and the rest of the assembly build their own vaults. The more souls we save, the better. And second, take that artifact far from Eden. Bury it, destroy it, anything to keep it out of the Elder's grasp. Ares looked appalled. My fellow brothers wouldn't betray me just to appease these conspirators. Why not reveal the vault's existence, unravel their lies once and for all? They'll spin falsehoods. The Elders control the Brotherhood's narrative, Thoth explained gravely. If you truly want to prevent another purge, warn the outside world. The cataclysm nears. Meteorites will strike in about a year's time. Ares swallowed hard. He realized this was the same impact Inanna had mentioned that the Neanderthals detected. And the site in Amazonia? He asked quietly. We suspect it was deliberately hidden, maybe not by the Brotherhood, but by locals? Thoth nodded. In the chaos after that cataclysm, warlords roamed, and the world lay in ruin. The Anunnaki of Amazonia banded together to reclaim your artifact. Having succeeded, they buried it, ensuring the Brotherhood wouldn't unleash it again. The Elders want it back now, to repeat the same doomsday scenario, and I'm frequently the only voice standing against them. Soon enough, I'll be gone, and they'll pick a new Elder to serve their designs. A bitter silence followed. Ares and Inanna exchanged one final determined glance, both fully aware that the fate of their world now hinged on them. Inanna stood dumbfounded by the revelation. She had the answers she needed, yet without the resolution she'd hoped for. Glancing at Ares, she saw the burden crushing him, his lifelong dedication cast in doubt by the corruption of those he once revered. Ares, she said gently, searching his eyes, it's all right. You didn't know? We can still stop the worst from happening. She grasped his hand, offering solace as much as conviction. He returned her grip, though faint uncertainty tinged his voice. I hope so. A sudden voice echoed across the marble floor. It carried easily in the vaulted corridor, the acoustics magnifying each syllable. An unusual spot to wander into, don't you think, Brother Ares? All 3 of them, Ares, Inanna, and Thoth, turned back the way they'd come. At the far end of the hall, 6 elders advanced, flanked by 2 armed guards on either side. We're grateful you've brought the artifact home, Arpep, one of the elders, called out. Her words carried eerily along the hall, gliding closer with each measured step. Ares' anger flared as he spun on Thoth. You led us here as bait, didn't you? No, I swear I didn't, Thoth stammered. Genuine alarm quivered in his voice. I told no one. I have no idea how they found us. A dry, humorless chuckle drifted across the space, rattling amidst the polished columns. He spoke no word of it, Ares, one elder conceded, yet his predictable conscience told us he'd betray us once you arrived. We merely followed him, trusting his arrogance would lead to this vault. After all, she added, her eyes resting coldly on Thoth, he always believes himself the wisest in Eden. Ares lowered his voice to Thoth and Inanna, pressing close so the elders wouldn't hear. We'll fight our way out. Whoever holds the artifact, run. We leave Eden tonight. There are too many, Inanna whispered. I'm not as skilled as you Brotherhood members. Ares' gaze flicked over to Thoth, assessing their slim chance. The elders have age working against them. Stamina alone might give us an edge. Inanna, once we break through, just go. As the elders closed in, Ares eased the artifact to Inanna behind his back. She slipped it under her armour, tucked in a small satchel. Now only a few strides away, the guards drew swords in unison. Ares and Thoth responded in kind. Inanna nocked an arrow. Arpep's features sharpened. It was a shame you killed the siblings. They were only trying to return stolen property. Ares looked in shock, realizing the 2 assassins sent after him were ordered under the elders' demands. You, he grunts, you nearly killed me. You murdered a king. Kings rise and fall, as does the rest of humanity. The artifact plays a more significant role than a sinking kingdom, brother Ares. Those assassins would have killed far more to retrieve what is mine. The tension rose, both sides prepared for a conflict. Where did you find such loyal guards? Ares asked bitterly. You forced more into your secrets? Arpep, the elder, gave a thin smile. They work the vault. They're caretakers. Everyone who knows about it stands in this hall. Ares set his jaw. I won't hand you that device. I'd sooner die than let you wield it. He gave a raw shout. Now! Inanna loosed an arrow, striking the nearest elder clean through her robes. The elder collapsed with a grim thud. The 5 remaining elders swiftly brandished weapons, each wearing only meagre scraps of armour, evidently unprepared for a real fight. 2 of the guards raced toward Inanna, who snatched another arrow but only managed to hit a guard's breastplate. Ares lunged at the elders, sword slicing in a vicious arc. Another elder fell. Thoth clashed with a guard but was run through moments later, staggering as he bled from the wound. Thoth, Ares barked, shoving a different guard aside as he tried to help. Apep darted in, slashing Thoth a second time. Meanwhile, from the opposite side of the hall, Inanna found herself pursued by 2 guards. She twisted away, stowing her bow and drawing a short sword. Ares witnessed Thoth fall in a bloody heap, an elder's blade embedded in his back. Ares, already wounded, took a gash to his leg from a guard's blade, slamming him to the ground. Inanna froze, seeing Ares and Thoth down. The exit was so close. She hesitated only for a heartbeat, then squared her jaw and charged back. A guard's blade scraped her side as she sprinted toward Ares. Thank you, Ares gasped as she drove her sword into a guard about to strike him. Behind you, Inanna shouted. Ares rose, standing and turning to parry another blow. They backed away from the cluster of foes, retreating toward the vault's entrance. The ring of clashing steel echoed off the high ceilings. Working in tandem, Ares slashed a guard's hand from his wrist, while Inanna dealt a final deadly blow to his chest. Soon, only 1 guard remained, their sword still levelled in grim resolve. We're leaving, Ares snarled. You can leave too. There's no reason to die here. The final guard stood as if torn between loyalty and self-preservation. At last, Ares and Inanna edged past, never taking eyes from him, as they sidled toward the corridor that would lead back to the archives. Run, Ares commanded Inanna. Their adrenaline spiked as they bolted down the corridors. Far behind, a wheezing elder coughed from the marble floor. The artifact! Where? Alpep hissed. They got away with it, the guard muttered. Grimacing, the elder struggled upright. Blood stained her robes. Get me out of here, she spat. Now! Ares and Inanna burst through the hidden entrance and into Eden's library. The silence of midnight replaced the echoing fury of the vault. Every breath was laboured but free. What now? Inanna whispered, trembling. Ares' hand tightened around his sword hilt. We have to expose this. Let the Brotherhood see what's hidden under their feet. The 2 stood in the flickering torchlight of the archives. They prepared to upend everything Eden thought it knew. Inanna's voice trembled with urgency. 7 elders are dead, Ares plus 3 of their guards. If anyone finds out, we'll be branded murderers. We have no protection here. Ares stood beside her. He fought the swirl of dread in his stomach. You're right. If we run now, it'll look like a confession. Then what? She turned the possibilities over. Her mind was racing. We leave the vault open. By morning it'll be discovered. You and I go to Sumer, raise an army if we have to. When we return, we can expose the Brotherhood's deception on our own terms. His hands quivered despite his best effort to stay calm. We should have seized that last guard. He'll twist the truth. Inanna set a steadying hand on his arm, trying to calm him. Ares, the artifact is what truly matters. Without it, we have no proof. We need to stay alive and keep it safe. Our answers will come, just not tonight. A voice echoed in the hallway beside them. Who's in there? Their eyes locked. No windows were in the old archival room, and only one door. They had nowhere to hide. Search everywhere, came another voice. Footsteps approached. Ares and Inanna braced themselves, their hearts hammered. The door swung open, revealing a guard who looked thoroughly perplexed to find them there. What are you doing? This room is usually locked. Ares managed to keep his voice level. We were just leaving. Suspicion flared in the guard's posture. Not so fast. Before either could respond, 3 more guards shouldered in behind him. They noticed the faint glow from the hidden passage below. What is that tunnel? One demanded. Then from deeper in the archives, an enraged voice rose. Seize them! Don't let them escape! The guard's eyes widened in alarm. Elder Apep, you're down there? Yes! She shouted. Her voice rumbled with fury. They've stolen a sacred relic and murdered our respected elders while doing it. Inanna and Ares shared a fleeting look. Run, Ares whispered. They sprung forward, pushing through the startled guards. 2 gave chase while a third bolted for the vault stairs to aid Elder Apep. Racing through the library, Ares and Inanna weaved past rows of shelves, hopped over tables, and burst into the main corridors. Footsteps thundered behind them. However, they'd built enough of a lead to vanish into Eden's sprawling complex. In the archives, Elder Apep emerged from the hidden passage, supported by the single guard who'd survived the vault. Blood soaked her tattered robes. Her fury burned hotter than any wound. I want all of Eden on full alert, she barked. Her voice echoed across the vaulted library. Rouse every Brotherhood member. Ares and that Sumerian nin must not leave Eden. Yes, Elder. The guard spun away to carry out her orders. Apep glowered down the deserted corridor, turning to the remaining guard at her side. She swiftly drank a vial of Vitassanas. They won't get far. I'll see the entire Brotherhood unleashed upon them to reclaim that artifact. Outside, under a sky brimming with stars, Ares and Inanna tore across the gardens, the winding paths lit by a faint bioluminescent glow. Eden was dormant in the late hours of the night. Not a soul was stirred, until, in the distance, alarm bells began to peal. Ares knew too well the meaning. A crisis call, summoning all who served the Brotherhood to lock down the complex. We will never get through the gates, Inanna said breathlessly. They will be sealed off. Then we climb over the mountains, Ares panted. His eyes scanned the shadowed peaks. She nodded, trusting his instincts. Together, they fled into the surrounding forest, letting the dense cover swallow them. Torchlight flickered behind, carrying faint shouts. The bell's toll reverberated, a stark reminder that Eden's legions were on the move. They pressed on, torch in hand, forging through thick stands of trees and clinging vines. The path grew steeper, forcing them onto a ridge where the craggy terrain opened into a breathtaking vista. Pausing to catch their breath, they could see all of Eden below. Torches bobbed like swarming fireflies. The echo of bells drifted faintly in the night air. There must be hundreds looking for us, Inanna murmured. By tomorrow, there could be over 8,000 Brotherhood members in search of us. Ares states as his gaze shifted to the horizon. Far from Eden's secluded valley, broad rolling plains lay dusky beneath the starlit sky. Beyond them, mountains rose like silent guardians once again. She touched the satchel hidden beneath her cloak. I still have it, she assured, letting the artifact glint once under the moon's glow. With a look of relief, he met her eyes. Good, keep it close. He turned, gesturing to the unknown lands. Let's put as much distance between us and Eden as we can. Once we're safe, we'll warn the world of what lurks beneath that city. With one last glimpse at the chaos blossoming below, Ares and Inanna slipped down the far slope, vanishing into moonlit wilderness. They were exiles, now fugitives, clutching a secret that could reshape humanity's destiny, and so they fled. Their hearts pounded toward whatever new horizon might give them a chance to save the world.